Good evening. This is Dike-Anukam here in downtown Reno, Nevada, where today the hopeful protest of the Black Lives Matter Reno chapter started up the street here behind me at Reno City Plaza. It started out fairly peacefully, and from there it actually started, marched, and headed down towards to the federal courthouse, where it seemingly concluded a peaceful note for a bit, and that's when things began to change. I followed that protest from that point to through Midtown along South Virginia, and then making a couple turns through the Midtown section, and then back north towards the Reno police station. And that's when things definitely made a turn, when the protest became a little smaller, but had a smaller and a little more vocal and more aggressive tone to it. And that's when actual defacement to Reno Police HQ began. The actual facade was taken apart. The actual star that's in the front of the door was taken apart, and the flags that were adorned outside were burned down as well. Then the protest from the Reno Police Station went up through the city again, through the downtown corridor, from that section near the university, and then headed through the Reno Arch, and then returned back down to the original starting point here at Reno City Plaza. And again, that's when what was left of the protests began to take a darker and more, I guess, violent tone, where they protesters and members of the crowd started throwing rocks and other items into the actual glass, and trying to break into this Reno City Hall, and were successful at doing so, and actually were able to breach in the chambers. And even myself, unfortunately, I was hit by a protester who apparently didn't want me filming for whatever reason as a result. And that resulted in tear gas being deployed, and the slow and steady, not slow and steady, a steady and rapid decline, led to a decline in the status, namely a significant police presence, and then resulting in more police presence, and then eventually resulting with Reno Police and Sheriff's tactical teams being deployed to start to create a perimeter, which led to the text message going out around 6 tonight, basically putting a curfew out that had a joint statement from both Governor Sisolak, Attorney General Ford, and Speaker Jason Fireson. Where we stand now at this hour, nearly midnight tonight, right behind me is a cordon line of mounted horsemen and Reno Police in rat gear, right in front of the Washoe County Courthouse. This has been a push that's been going on for the duration of the night. Since about 7 tonight, and it's a result of several deployments of tear gas, flashbangs, and other bullets being deployed on those in attendance who would do this ebb and flow kind of effect you'd have, where flashbangs and tear gas goes out, and then it forces the crowd, and then they come back. With a little more fervent response, and throwing water bottles, throwing rocks, throwing all sorts of items at the police officers. I've kind of taken a tour walking through downtown, and I've seen several police cars, several news vehicles, several businesses being hit by this. Tonight is something I've never seen in my long time living in this community. I've never seen anything like this, and I think it speaks to the uniqueness of the circumstance, and it also speaks to the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all know I'm going home. I'm safe. I'm okay, but I have to apologize. I'm a little frustrated after today's events. And to my team, Lucia, Ty, Trevor, Bob, thank you. Thank you for your help, and thank you for having my back today and getting me out of that situation. I apologize. I normally have glasses. I left them back there somewhere, or they probably got smashed or something. Nevertheless, I'm okay. So that is the situation at this hour. I'm not in touch with the PIOs of either law enforcement agencies at this hour. I'm just kind of telling you what I'm seeing on the ground tonight, because this is what we are doing. So we'll kind of get better analysis of what's going on and what's happened tonight, because at this hour, this is kind of what's left. There's not a lot of this people running around left. There's probably what I've been hearing, maybe a dozen or so. And this is what is kind of trying to keep the peace in this community right now. At least so, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know I'm done for tonight. This is Don saying good night and take care.